be able to see and know and get to learn the type of person Cliff is on and off the field. I mean, it's only helped our relationship grow even more from there.
Been pretty calm seemingly with every step along the way. Obviously, this is a different week. Dan was just saying how, hey, we're going to treat this like it is a normal week so far. I mean, it's early in the week, but are you able to sort of just keep that composure that you've had all year, or does it feel any different early in the week?
Nah, I mean, it's just going through my routine that I usually go through. It's just, I know it's cliche, but it's literally just it's another game. You know, it's only a couple teams are still playing left.
And obviously, what's going on back in LA? I know it's not exactly where you are, but just seeing all that, what have you kind of been thinking of seeing all that?
I mean, just praying for everybody and their families and stuff like that. Obviously, like I said, it's not really the area I'm from, but it's still Southern California. That's still home to me, so you never want to see nothing go through that, or nobody go through that, or have to deal with stuff like that.
I know we've asked you like 18 million times, why are you so calm on the field? But the ability to compartmentalize, is that something you learned, worked on, or is that just who you are?
I think it's a mixture. Just that's who I am, and it's something that you got to learn. You got to learn to not let bad plays stack on top of the bad plays. If you have a bad play, you move on to the next play, and you can't really focus on anything that's in the past. You got to worry about the present and be where your feet are.
I mean, how does that help you in these late game drives, these 2-minute drives?
I mean, it just helps you throughout the whole game. Honestly, if I miss a throw on third down, you can't go back and relive that throw. You got to move on. So it's not really just the late game situations. I mean, I guess that's where it shows up, but it's really throughout the whole game and, you know, how I treat life.
What do you remember about learning sweepy, and how would you evaluate yourself as a player?
I remember learning it, I want to say like training camp. Obviously, we were playing in the quarterback room, and, you know, I think I'm up there as one of the top players.
What would you say, like, is that one of the main games of the locker room? How do you see the locker room kind of come together and kind of just like hang out after practice?
I mean, we play a lot of different things, but I think that's a game that, I mean, it's easy for everybody to play. As Marcus would say, it's a matching and adding game. It's a little bit more to that, but once you get to learn that, you get to learn all the details about it. But, you know, that's a game that we play, and I think everybody just likes playing different type of games with each other and hanging out around each other.
DQ was talking about you earlier today, and he said you have an X factor about you. Have you ever thought about that, like what your X factor is?
Nah, I haven't. I mean, I just go out there and try to play ball. I don't know. I think I'll just leave that up for DQ to figure out what my X factor is.
And then just with the leg, completely all good to go for Sunday.
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks.
Jayden, obviously with this, you know, you mentioned you're trying to treat this like any other game, but the fact is this is the first time you're going to be starting in a playoff game. Just in terms of, you've been thinking about these moments as a kid, right? You're going to be starting your first playoff game. What is the excitement level like for you?
It's exciting, but, I mean, you got to, you know, kind of deal with those emotions. But I know at the end of the day, still, you got to go out there and play ball. You know, a lot of people going to put a lot of emphasis on it because at this point it's really win or go home. And from there, it's like, okay, you got to go out there. Like the focus level might be a little bit more, but you got to stay who you are throughout the week, who you've been for these 17, 18 weeks, and go out there and just play ball.
Outside these walls, a lot of people think you guys are the underdogs against Tampa Bay. How do you maybe embrace that role of being the underdog, and do you like maybe being an underdog sometimes?
I mean, I think you can say that, but I mean, I just more so just focus on what we got to do. How can we execute to put ourselves in the best position to win the game? I know for a fact that people in the locker room or people in that building will look at it like, oh, we're underdogs this week. You know, we got to go out there and prove to them. You know, we're just out there just playing game. We're playing ball. We're having fun. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Sunday, we'll see everybody there.
Jayden, the night of the draft, you said AP was a dude. What did you mean by that, and how did you find that out?
Just the type of person he is. He's real smart. He's like in a way like a go-getter. You know, he worked for everything he had, and I knew he'll have his footprint, his mark on this organization, this team. You know, he just believes in everybody. He believes in all of us, everybody who he drafted, everybody who he signed, and this whole organization. So we all believe in him, and AP we trust.
Every new player, every rookie that comes into any situation has to learn the team, the coach, the front office. How did you come to realize that front office is cool, Dan Quinn's cool, Cliff Kingsbury's cool, I can work here?
I think I learned that pretty early throughout the draft process. I remember when I had like interviews and meetings with them, like we didn't really talk about football. We just talked about life, and they were just making sure I was all right because they know how stressful this time period could be. So they was really just checking on the person. So I knew if they called my name, I knew it would be a good spot for me to land.
Talked about how you're kind of a different quarterback today than you were the first time you played the Bucs. Have you had a chance, whether it was watching film this week or another time, thinking about that very first play against Tampa and kind of where you've come from there to now?
I mean, like I said, I watched the game again, and it's crazy just to see the growth over not even like a year, and you just learn something different each and every game. It was just something new. You just get more comfortable, but if I could have that first pass back, I would for sure.
Jayden, you guys are 3-0 in second games against teams. Obviously, you won the second game against all divisional opponents. This is your second time playing Tampa Bay on Sunday. Why do you think you guys have had such success in these rematches this season?
I don't really know. I just think each and every week you improve and you get better in your scheme, and you get better and you put that focus into like trying to get better daily. So I guess you could say each and every week we're a different team to answer that question.
And obviously you're really close with Bobby Wagner in the locker room. He's someone with tons of postseason experience. Has he shared anything with you or some of the other young guys who are in the playoffs for the first time about what this experience is like?
It doesn't matter who makes the plays as long as the play is being made. The attention to detail, the focus might ramp up a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you got to stick to your routine and, try to keep that process going.
Hey, Jayden, so on Sunday, it wasn't necessarily all eyes on you at the last offensive drive. So for you, we saw everybody knows the end result. We saw your reaction, right? The whole world saw it. But as the offense is driving down the field, what was going through your mind during that whole last series? Oh,
we was going to win this game. I'm super confident in Marcus, man, and I'm just happy for him. Somebody I looked up to when I was younger. It's crazy to say that now, but just everything he's been through in his life and his career, he earned that right. He's a great person, a great teammate, so I know he had a shot to go win this game. I know he's going to make plays to win it.
Hey, Jayden, you've gone through a whole season now and headed into the playoff. Has anything surprised you about yourself? Have you learned anything new about yourself through this whole process?
I think just I always knew I had that, but just the drive and the hunger to get better each and every day, and really just learn different things and being a sponge. There's got people in the locker room that's been playing at a high level for years and years to come. I want to be one of those people in the future to continue to play at a high level, and it's kind of different things that you learn from different individuals in a different point in time in their careers. No matter if they had the success or they're in the league, they learn so much. So just being a sponge, I think that's probably the main thing I learned from myself this year.
Jayden, what did you know about Terry before you got here, and how has that relationship on and off the field evolved since you've been drafted?
I just knew Terry was a guy that made plays, very underrated, and be able to work with him. You could just see the work that he puts in and day out in the film room, on the practice field, taking care of his body, being an ultimate pro. And just the relationship off the field. I know he's a God-fearing man. He talks about that. We have conversations about that. So it's awesome just to see that we can have something to bond over outside of football too.
Jayden, there's been so many things this season, statistics, achievements for this team that's first time since the 90s, first time since the early 2000s. If you guys win on Sunday, I'm sure you know it'll be the first playoff win for this franchise since the 2005 season. If you can deliver that to the fan base, to this area, what would that mean to you guys?
I think it was just for the fan base, you know, everything they've been through and their time being here. I just think for us, it's like, man, we just go and try to win a football game. We'll let everybody else have the joy of, you know, stuff like that. But, I mean, the fan base deserves to be able to cheer for the team in the playoffs. And, you know, we appreciate the support through it all.
And for you guys in the locker room on this team, have you guys talked about just what that would mean? I mean, obviously, I'm sure all season, but just how special a moment like that could be.
No, we haven't talked about it at all. That's not something that's in our focus. You know, like I said, we'll let everybody outside the building determine that and how excited and happy they are. But, you know, we got to do whatever we can to go win a football game. Appreciate it, Jay. Thank y'all.